Ay, hindi nakat na ko yun.
Welcome to Japan!
Wait, baliktad girl.
Wala ka dito.
This is the exit, sis. Oh, namba.
Let me do this for you.
Thank you for the vlog.
Inubo siya, guys.
Thank you. Namba yun, girl.
Dami ba yung end?
Ate na yun. Are you sure?
Yes.
Oh, better.
We made it to the train. Wala rin yung number. Is there anyone we can ask?
Wait, that again.
There was a little bit of a panic, but we're back. It was the right train after all.
As a student.
Wow. Amazing. We have our Wi-Fi and our power bank.
5,000 lang yan.
5,000.
Sino ba ito?
Yung package.
No, it's not.
Oh, welcome.
Ah, I thought there was milk. Ayun nga, milk. Welcome, milk. I told you it's an ad.
Ano, coupons for milk.
May badminton.
Is correct. Something right.
Tapos magdandara kayo?
Yes.
Ooh, so cold. The vendor girl. Temple Run.
CR. Damn. It's a video.
Oh, it's a video. We got our thing. The purpose for our being here. The purpose for our 1 hour and 30-minute walk. Love you. See the light. Ayan, nakatayo lang siya. Oh. Amazing.
Ooh. Good morning.
I'm so sleepy.
Oh, yun yung hinahanap ko sa ano. Kasi arami kong karton, pero hindi ko na recycle. Pero gusto ko mag-exchange para naman may mga piso-piso ako.
Nagasaki 到着の電車は梅田、新大阪方面、千里中央行きです。The train on platform 2 is bound for 千里中央 via 新大阪。
Galing nila, walang pasin.
Magkano to?
Di ko rin alam.
Hindi ko nakita.
Tapos tayo 2 minutes.
Oh my gosh.
But first time here, right?
You were born in Shrine?
Yes, his
Yes.
house is a
Oh.
shrine.
Yeah. One thing I want to show you.
Oh.
You see this mountain. This mountain is called Misan. Other trees, leaves
Yeah,
will
they
fall
fall.
in the autumn. But this pine tree remains green through the year. Yeah. So,
Very new.
yeah, very new. So the comeback. For about 40 years. And left hand, right hand, and make a cup shape with left hand and touch a little with the glove. And wash your left hand again, and it's done. Came Miyajima, the goddess will be jealousy. So they end up broke.
Oh my god.
So the Hiroshima, in Hiroshima, the couple won't
Go there.
They should come separate.
Okay.
The goddess can be jealous.
Cushion. Cheers. Yuck.
This bag keeps your hand warm. Beautiful. This is May. Do you know her?
Two heat packs. One.
Two. Wow, so social.
Two.
Amazing.
14時47分発広
Heat
島
packs for the win.
白市行きは
Look at
3
her
番
bag.
乗り場から
What's in my bag? So today I'm gonna show you everything. I'm gonna show you. I have pasalubong number 1, pasalubong number 2, pasalubong number 3, which
will
is
be departing at
oyster.
14:47 from track 3. This train consists
That's
of
one for you, Micah. Her outfit, the full fit. Red, blue, and yellow. Black and white. Okay.
The next stop is the Atomic Bomb Dome, bus stop number 6, at 8:15 a.m. on August 6, 1945. The first atomic bomb in the history of mankind was dropped here in Hiroshima. It exploded about 600 meters above the city. Ground temperatures in the Peace Memorial Park area reached 3,000 to 4,000 degrees Celsius, and buildings within a 2-kilometer radius were instantly decimated from the fierce bomb blast and intense heat. A flame of peace is lighted in the Peace Memorial Park with the hope of lasting peace on Earth. First lit on August 1st, 1964, it will continue to burn as an anti-nuclear symbol until the day nuclear weapons disappear from the planet.
That girl I did take her screenshot of.
Oh yeah. Oh my god. I was
Explain ang business na magano.
Ayan, ikaw dyan. OMG. Use your phone. Ilagay yung phone mo to video us doing this.
Ito na lang. Ayun na lang.
Asan yung ilong ko? Bakit wala akong ilong dito? Where is the nose contour?
Alam mo, hindi ko na makita yung difference.
Wala ko rin eh. It's tiny. Ang tiny nga.
Matapos, pag ano,
Ang hirap-hirap mong gawin. Ang ganito ka kaliit.
ay, hindi yan.
Hiroshima. Day 1.
This is the summertime.
Oh.
Yeah, that was all of the leaf was red. We name Chinese parcel tree.
Oh.
Original. Or the water. In the hospital. And there are some of them. The survivor's name is Eizo Nomura. Earthquake.
Kailangan natin sinan.
Guys, I forgot my glasses at the onsen. And I realized it while I was on the bus going to the bus for Osaka. And I couldn't go back because it's only one bus going here. It doesn't go back and forth like other cities. So I just had to accept a minute after I realized I couldn't see what's in front of the bus, the screen going here, that I forgot my glasses. R.I.P.
Japan?
No, it's not. I guess.
Korean popular in Japan.
Okay, so please answer directly.
Okay.
Gyaru. Yeah, Korean popular post this.
This is not
I don't know what
bad
this is.
sign,
No, it's
right?
Gyaru.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like a piece, but
It's the
Gyaru.
Gyaru.
So,
Okay.
Gyaru.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Ayan nga, 13-minute walk pa.
I think this is a great for us though.
Tagpuyot.
Kasama yung sabi.
It's dry season. Okay, tigang. Tigang na season.
We made
Welcome. Reporting from Arashiyama observation deck.
it. It is 0 degrees
Dry
Celsius here.
season.
And it's all brown and yellow.
Some green on the side.
This green. And some red. Nothing else. Thank you. She's struggling. Video.
Hello, vlog. Look at that view.
A scenic boat. You look so small with the egg. Parang kasing size ka na ng egg. Oh.
Welcome to my
Welcome to my home. Welcome to my crib. A Philippine girl in Kyoto.
in Chinese. Well, what can I say? Multicultural. Daming tao ka.
Kaya nga.
Ano masarap yung melon?
May express lane sa taas.
Naka 62% ako dun sa 30 minutes.
Solid na lang naman kayo. Although, syempre, lakad, effort pa yun.
Guys, I got my glasses back. It's all wrapped up in this plastic wrap. Thank you, Misasa Onsen, the onsen I've been in. Thank you for keeping it safe.
Cool, baby. Cabbage.
Kunyari ganito. It's so rare. So, ganun.
Bakit dito na lang?
Girl.
はい、お待たせいたしました。本日はウールエクスプレスご乗車いただきまして、
So after here, you dip it? Or
Why do you have tofu? Oh, I have tofu. It's okay.
yung exposure po ni Kat, dami-dami.
同时还提供商品的免税服务。
Hi.
How was it? Oh, it was amazing! Fantastic! Sugoi! 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 Oh! Saan tayo? Saan ba naka-right? Okay guys, point found!
Why is it the other side? That's the old flight. I'm so awkward. Say hi to the vlog. Yeah, no?
Like some bolognese thing.
Hi vlog.
We're gonna shower!
Which is better? Chocolate or milk?
It's coffee.
Oh, you just place it? Or put a number?
Put the number, I guess.
Nope.
I guess put money first. Press the blue.
Ooh. Am I gonna open it now?
I don't know if I'm doing this well. I guess you don't have to finish it now. You can just bring it.
Oh, I have to bring it. Okay.
Ano nila nakikip yung body nila?
Third day, Feb 9. Feb 10 kayo. First day.
Sakit na marami
Or like, is it the sip? Oh my god, you can sip it. So it's not a shot.
It's not shots.
Yeah, you can.
It's Japanese sake.
Bye. Oh, hindi ko Naka-vlog na pala ako. Hey everyone, let's go to Shibuya Station!
Welcome to McDonald's, Japan.
Ano?